Hello, everyone, and welcome to what I may be calling Movie Monday with Mayo. That's really a mouthful. Movie Monday with Mayo. I don't know how you like that. Anyway, I'm here with Tim Allen tonight. Hi, Tim.
Hi.
And, it's just the two of us tonight, unless anybody else. By the way, I know people are not all watching it, but, if there's some people to talk about movies, I've said many, 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 many times that anybody could come up here if they know movies or they don't have to even know them. I don't know. None of us know all movies, but if you want to talk about them, like even Doc, come on up. Let me know if you want to. So hey, look who's here. Ramoga is here. I know what he's waiting for. It won't be long before he does a Godzilla clue or something. Let's see. Can we do an hour-long discussion on Love Actually and why Mr. Allen loves it so much? I mentioned it to my girlfriend that you liked it. She said, might want to watch that again this year. And I said, oh, boy.
Good for
Hey, you picked up on my Terrifier T-shirt. Look at that, Art the Clown. It's the bloodiest freaking Christmas movie. I mean, I'm not watching it. I saw it at the movie theater when it came out. I haven't watched it again on home video yet, but it's really a gory film. These films go way over the top even for me. Let me tell you, okay? But Art the Clown. All right, if you don't like clowns, don't watch it. But I'm glad you noticed my Terrifier T-shirt. I'm very happy that you did. Tim, put this one on your list for the next view.
Yeah, right to the top. Right after I watch Love Actually again, I'll watch the Terrifier.
Yes, see which one you like better for Christmas. I think I know which one you're going to like better.
Yeah.
Let's see. Art's actor would have worked in the silent era. He's wonderful with his expression and his body weight. He's charming. I'm telling you, he's a charming, killing clown. I'm telling you, man. I can't do like him, but he's really pantomime at its finest. And the next movie that's coming out, Terrifier 4, I hear is supposed to finally give us a real insight to what makes him tick and why he does what he does. But we'll see about that. I'm just looking for something to talk about. That's all, because we don't have much to talk about. Because I didn't watch it. Well, I've been watching Honeymooners. When I say Honeymooners, I'm not talking about the usual classic 39 Honeymooners. I'm talking about live from Miami Beach. That's not live, but the son of the fun capital of the world, Miami Beach, the 60s Honeymooners. And I'm going to segue at some point into, when I show you what I got, a follow-up to a video I made where I got damaged merchandise from Amazon, which I'm going to show you the repair, which I think is freaking wonderful when that comes around. But hopefully we'll get some people joining us for this, because if I have to do it to stall for time, it's like when you put on, go on and stall the audience, I got to do that. All right. Okay, here we go. Here's a good opinion here. I really enjoyed Brides of Dracula. I had a feeling you would. The mother and son of dynamic was a twist I've never seen before. Great cinematography and acting. Yes, I do. And a blonde vampire. Peter Cushing is fantastic again as Van Helsing. To me, I think Brides of Dracula is better than their first film, Horror of Dracula, which is known just as Dracula in the UK, 1958. All horror fans love Christopher Lee and Dracula or Dracula, but I don't love it as much. I still appreciate it as a good, solid vampire movie, but it's a little too action, a little too furious, bombastic music score, as I call it. It's not really Bram Stoker's Dracula. It's something about it. But this is an interesting take. I like this one, Brides of Dracula. So I'm glad you appreciate it. It does have a great cinematography, and there's some good vampiress, female vampires in here as well. Damn. So anyway, yeah. So while we're waiting for people to join in here in the comment section, this is probably going to be the last show before Christmas. So anybody out there, have a happy holiday, Merry Christmas, all that. I'm guessing if everything goes well with everybody, we can come back here on the 29th. It's next Monday shouldn't be a problem, but you never know. All right, so let me talk about. I really wanted to show this for more people, but not enough here at the moment. All right, I did a video where I was talking about. Hello there, by the way, Beetle Eddie. Where I was talking about damaged DVD that I got. I don't have the old damaged one handy anymore, but it was in a DVD case. It was a flipper case, meaning there were 2 discs in there, and they have that funky page thing, like that has a disc on each. You flip it, and there's another disc on the other one, and they're all broken. Okay, so that was the end of that, and it was in a clear case, you know. Well, anyway, I found the one. It was this. I'm going to blow this up a little bit. This might be fun. Okay, this is the replacement. It's a 70th anniversary collection. Jackie Gleason Television Treasures. This is the type of thing that, you know, I did research to find this, because these things are like seem like a dime a dozen. In other words, you don't know what's going to be on here. It could be the same old stuff. But this one was good. It said including Honeymooners rarities, and there was good Honeymooners stuff on here to round out your collection. So before I get into the case about this, I want to show you the deal with the case replacement. This has 2 discs, and let me read this. Oh man, it's got some 50s Honeymooners stuff on here from the Jackie Gleason show. Or it's got the Peggy Lee, stuff like that. But the first disc is mostly, I think, non-Honeymooners. It's mostly Jackie Gleason skits with his other characters and everything. But the second disc is the one I'm in for, because you get some interesting skits here of the Honeymooners from the show American Scene magazine. The first time on home video, it says here, Gleason's 1962 to 66 American Scene magazine series, a selection of favorite sketches, including long-lost segments of the Honeymooners. The adoption is on here. And I didn't even realize Sue Ann Langdon. Did you know, Tim? Sue Ann Langdon also played Alice Cramden in a couple of skits. There was another Alice. We don't know about Pert Kelton, who was the first Alice. Yeah. Then there was Audrey Meadows. Then we got Sheila McRae in the 60s. There was another one. I think she was in 2 skits. Sue Ann Langdon. It's a different Trixie, too, in these. So they were the ones I didn't see before. And also, this fills out, if you're a Honeymooners person, this is like the final thing you'd have to be pretty complete. You would get the classic 39 episodes, which all Honeymooners fans know and love. Then if you're interested, you get the big box of all the lost Honeymooners episodes from the 50s and so forth. And then you get the color episodes from the 60s. Jackie Gleason show Honeymooners skits at Miami Beach from there. And then there were in the 70s, there were 5 Christmas shows that they did, I think in 78 or around the later 70s. Those are all out. And this is the missing piece in between that has more stuff on here from the Miami Beach color Honeymooners musicals that were not out yet. So anyway, it's a weird thing, you know, isn't it? It's nice when you have a collection of something or a series of volumes where it all makes sense straight through. But this is if you're going to get everything, this really helps. Anyway, now let's talk about it. I used a black case to replace the damaged clear case, and it fits this one nice. The black, right? It just, and this is black on top. Just, I know, it's just a case. You can't play the case, Tim. Can't. I know that, but that it so happened that this also has the clips for a book. So the book is here. It's clips in there, but it also has 2 sides to hold the 2 discs. So I didn't have to worry about that thing that hangs that flips. You flip the plastic piece over. So this really worked out good. What was this disc? The discs in here? The Odd Couple movie with Walter Matthau and Jack Lemmon. because I got it on Blu-ray. Now, I don't need the DVD, so I took the discs out. Two disc set it was, and I just put this in. So there you go. It worked. I just stalled a bunch of time there for that. So I'm very happy that I got that. That's a new acquisition.
Yeah, I prefer that setup to the flipper thing if there's only 2 discs. There's no need to put that flipper thing in there if there's only 2 discs. I mean,
yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. Who is the composer of Swanee River? Ed Norton. Come on, guys. Come on, branch out between the classic 39. Go beyond that. Sue Ann, I recognize her from a lot of things. Sue Ann was on the Andy Griffith Show, appears in 2 or 3 episodes of Bonanza, also Roustabout with Elvis. Okay, yeah, that's where maybe that's where I've seen her before. It's a lousy Alice, but
well, I might be wrong about this, but the original Alice, wasn't that the same actress when in the classic 39 they got a maid? Wasn't she the maid?
No, but I'll tell you this much: it was the same actress. This gets so confusing. Where in the Miami Beach 60s color musical episodes, she came back to play Alice's mother, who annoys Ralph.
Because I remember an Alice that was nothing like Audrey Meadows. It was like this, she older, just mean, and I thought it was her.
Yeah,
but
it's one of my least favorite episodes, to be honest with you. I think it's called Head of the House, when they get drunk on the grape juice. I mean, it's an okay scene, but it's never been one. That's one of my least favorite of the 39s, actually.
Yeah, I don't think either of them pulled it off that well, for one thing. But
okay, I just bought from eBay a movie called Love Me or Leave Me with James Cagney and Doris Day. Heard it was real good. The guy sent me a bonus DVD called I Could Never Be Your Woman. Have you heard of that?
No, I haven't heard of either, actually.
Haven't heard either or. I had a problem with Amazon myself just today. Bought a Blu-ray and the slipcover is all banged up. I know that's not something you care so much about, but it really annoys me. Well, you're paying money, you want to get it the right, safely and everything together, regardless of how important.
Yeah. What I don't understand about Amazon, okay, because this never happens if you buy something from Walmart and they deliver it themselves. If Amazon delivers it themselves, it should just be put in an envelope and then from there go into a truck somewhere. Maybe it just doesn't seem like it would be handled as badly as the post office does. I don't understand why things get broken. Like if you buy a record from Amazon, it just comes in a little thin envelope and they set it on your door. But it just came from down the road on the store, so it's fine. I don't get why Amazon stuff gets so brutally handled. It doesn't go through like all the steps that the post office goes through.
That's interesting. The packaging has gone downhill when I buy music from Japan. What's that? The LA jagging is incredible.
I don't know.
With the post office, of course, there's lots of steps. Well, Amazon too. Where's the warehouse located? I mean,
Yeah, I suppose, but
and not everything you order. There's a whole thing now with Amazon third-party sellers. When you order stuff, they're not packaged good for the most part. I've gotten some things from Amazon recently that I was happy were actually okay.
But if it's a third-party seller from Amazon and they're not sending it to Amazon, because you can do that, or you can sell it from your house and then you take care of it. If you take that route, then Amazon has nothing to do with it, and it is gone to the post office and blah blah blah. But stuff that comes from Amazon, you'd think they'd want their customers to be happy. I mean, that's their business. So you'd think that since it's their own stuff, you'd think they'd take care of it. The post office, I get it. It's not their stuff. They just want to move it through quick and get it. But Amazon, it's their reputation on the line. You know, I don't get it. But anyway.
There you go.
Well, yeah, but then I know, I worked retail, and every time we got bad workers, they'd fire them and get new workers, and they were always worse than the workers that they fired. Yeah, I get that. You know, it's it's a downhill spiral.
The Japanese package stuff really well. Where's Doc when you need him with the clip? He's not here. Man from Space is one of my favorite ones of classic 39 honeymooners. I buy from the site CD Japan myself occasionally. The only good thing is you can replace, if you have to, DVD cases and CD jewel cases, at least.
Yeah.
I always tell a story where this is way back in 2011. It was before I even started my channel. It's a long time ago, where I had ordered a turntable. That's when I was getting back into vinyl. I hadn't started making videos yet. And I ordered Audio Technica, whatever it was. I forget. It was at 120, whatever it was. And big, it's very heavy. It's very heavy. It's got a built-in preamp or whatever. Very heavy. It's in a big box. So I also ordered Ben-Hur, the 50th anniversary or whatever it was at the time. Can't think now. A box set of Ben-Hur, DVD or Blu-ray probably. Anyway, so what they do? They package them together. They had a big giant box that had the box up with the turntable in it, heavy turntable, and stuck the Ben-Hur Blu-ray set in with that. So the corner of the Blu-ray box is like pushed in, and it's like, it's not a big thing, but there's no, I shouldn't have to rationalize it. Well, it's not that big a deal. It is a big deal, You're paying it, you should get it the right way. Amazon don't care. They make so much money. They just replace the item and don't even ask questions. Yeah.
Well, they're not as free as they used to be with that, but still.
Then you know how great and careful they are with packaging. CD Japan is top notch. A lot of times I get something from Amazon, the envelope is open. Well, why don't we, at this point, because we're not having a lot of comments, why don't we get into, Tim, what you watched recently? And, we'll wait for people to join us as we do that. They probably will.
I'll start with this. I think I watched this last Christmas and talked about it, but I watched it again because I didn't remember it that well. But it's it's not a well-known Christmas movie at all. It's called It Happened on Fifth Avenue. It's an interesting little Christmas movie. It's this old guy, this guy right here. Every year at Christmas, as soon as one of the wealthiest guys in New York City goes to Florida to spend his Christmas, he moves into his house till like May. The guy doesn't know. He's been doing it for years. And anyway, he meets this guy who was in Hazel.
Yeah, Mr. B.
Yeah, the original guy in Hazel. He meets him, who got evicted by said owner of the house. That he doesn't know this at first, and because they want to turn his apartment into a housing complex or shopping center or whatever, and so he's homeless, and the old guy takes pity on him and brings him home, and then she's the guy's daughter. and she leaves school. She's supposed to be in school. She takes off and goes home, and they find her in her house, and they don't believe, she doesn't tell them it's her, and anyway, it builds up to like there's like 20 people living there. And it's kind of funny, it's charming, it's a nice, interesting little Christmas movie. No big shakes, late 40s, post World War II 40s.
Well, Rome loves dance, and his wife seemed to love it.
Yeah, no, it's a nice little screwball comedy kind of Christmas movie. And eventually, even the guy that owns the house winds up living there, but doesn't tell him who he is. And his ex-wife winds up living there, and they're not together anymore. And you can kind of see what's going to happen. But good movie, I like it. And I watched, because a certain director has unfortunately left us. I don't have the box right now, but I watched The Sure Thing by Rob Reiner. One of his first movies. Great movie. As far as teen count,
Who's the actor?
Young Cusack is in it.
Right.
And Nicole Sheridan, it's the first thing she ever did, as far as acting goes. And this is a brilliant movie, because it's not there are so many 80s teen comedies, and they were all just about sex, and nobody has a character. And this movie is about what teens actually think and what they're going through, and it's just very well done. And I watched it with the commentary after I watched it. And that was sad, because he's talking about his sons a lot in the commentary. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
But anyway, great movie. I highly recommend it. It might be my favorite Rob Reiner movie, to be honest. And then I watched When Harry Met Sally again. I hadn't seen this since it came out. I forgot how good this was. I really did forget how good this was. There's just so many funny scenes in this. And you listen to the commentary, and Billy Crystal had a lot of input. He did. He had a lot of it. But so did Meg Ryan, actually. Everybody in it. That's what I like about Rob Reiner as director. Anybody, has an idea, give it to me,
Yeah, well, that's cool.
Good, he'll use it. If it's not good, he'll tell you, and he won't use it.
That's good. Directors, when they can do that.
So just, if you don't know When Harry Met Sally, it's not just a romantic comedy. It's a really good movie. And I didn't know this. Remember when the famous line from this, when
it's his mother, the mother.
Yeah, it's Rob Reiner's mother. I'm like, holy cow.
Well, I still think that's one of the most overrated scenes. Let me explain.
I did too, but I never knew that was his mother.
I liked the movie. I only saw it once in the movie theater with I guess it was my ex-wife, and we loved the movie. And I still remember that I liked it. Never seen it again, but I liked it. And I think what I remember liking about it was funny. And I liked that, if I'm not mistaken, it was from both perspectives. You could be a man and watch it, or you could be a woman and identify with the male side or the female side. Is what I liked about it. The whole thing in the diner. Look, folks, this is just my opinion. I know it's a comedy, but you're supposed to just let it go. But I usually have no problem suspending my disbelief, but I can't believe that any character would scream and yell and have an orgasm like that in the middle of a crowded diner, and act like that. Especially that I don't remember the character in the movie being the type that would.
No, she wasn't. She's not in real life either. And Rob Reiner didn't want her to do it. Rob Reiner, they got the idea, and she's like, I could do that. And Rob Reiner's like, I don't think you can. And she's like, and she did it once, and she didn't go very far. And Rob Reiner's like, see? And she's like, well, let me do it one more time. And she did it again, and he was like, holy crap, we got to use this. And that's why they did, because she did it really well.
I do love the movie Misery. Of the films I've seen of Rob Reiner, that's my favorite movie, but I haven't seen everything. And I like horror with thrillers, so it's no wonder that I like the movie. I thought that Kathy Bates was so ideally cast. I think James Caan did a good job, but it works. I mean, it completely works. Small quibble. I just think that I don't always buy him as an author of romance novels. I think there were other actors, and I can't remember now. I was reading who he had in mind for that, which would have been better physically suited. But I mean, he was fine in the movie as it played out. I just didn't think that he at first seemed like I could buy him as that type of author. But yeah. Anyway, that's that. And I also wanted to say before we go on that Frasier DVD set I showed one time was really bad looking too. Yeah, that was horrible. Those Paramount sets, they're like that. They're plastic, and but they have all those pages, we call them, of discs. Like they have a whole series, the whole series, and it'll be like 40 discs in there. It's tough. So, anything else, Tim?
Yep, one more.
Okay.
And then no commentary here or anything. This is the unloaded version, but on Laserdisc, I watched This Is Spinal Tap.
Mm-hmm.
By Criterion, the world's greatest genre. But there's only one special feature, and that's the cheese trailer. If people know what the cheese trailer is, that's the only special feature on this one. But again, really good movie, really funny movie, inventive, and it launched Christopher Guest's career. So that's another good thing that came out of this movie is, turned him into a filmmaker. So great rockumentary, as they call it. It's a fake documentary. It's really good. Every fake documentary done since has really been sort of.
Was that Rob Reiner's first thing that really put him on the map as a filmmaker?
This is the thing. I don't think it's his first film, but yeah, he was sort of making this and The Sure Thing kind of at the same time. He'd get stuck and then he'd move on to The Sure Thing, working on it, not filming it yet, but then go back to this, and yeah, this is the one that put him on the map, and he will forever be Marty DeBurgi to me.
I'll always be the Mises to me. Mises.
So yeah, man. And that's all I watched. I watched 3 Rob Reiners and a Christmas movie.
Speaking of Rob Reiner again and the Meathead, they had a tribute on Meat TV last night from 6 o'clock till 10 o'clock. They played nothing but Mike Stivic centric episodes of All in the Family in tribute, which was very nice. And a lot of good ones. Always, he made me laugh a lot growing up as a kid. I mean, him and Archie both, and Edith, all. But yeah, let's see. Let me go back up here for a moment. Did I put this on before? Well, anyway, Gary, I'm glad you remembered we were on because we always could use the views. There's some Blu-rays out there actually where the video is standard def, but because Blu-rays can fit so much more than a DVD, they basically fit the contents, multiple DVDs on one Blu-ray disc.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, Peter. Peter says, I went to that Harry Met Sally restaurant the night before I came to meet you. It was packed. That's when I saw him in New York. Packed at 1 a.m., mind you.
Wow.
Same video quality, but way more convenient. Basically, going back to the other.
Yeah.
Until this week, I didn't realize just how many great films were directed by Rob Reiner. Apparently, so yeah. Yeah. He did different subjects. Different kinds of movies.
Exactly. He didn't just stick in one lane, which was good.
A Story of Us. Hi, Eric. Is about the stresses and changes between a married couple. Stand By Me and Dazed and Confused are 2 of my autobiographical movies. Are my 2 autobiographical movies. I've still never seen Stand By Me. I know it's supposed to be great. I might try to see that. That one, has a good enough reputation and things that I might want to try that out. So, as I often joke, and I hope I'm just joking, that's the show. Half-hour tonight, because there's not much else to talk about unless you folks have stuff to discuss or anything you can think of. One thing leads to another, Okay. What are your opinions about the Del Toro Frankenstein story tweaks from the book improved? I don't know anything about it personally. And I just don't have any desire. Now I'm hearing there's going to be yet another Dracula. I mean, it's just a personal thing. If somebody was to say, this Frankenstein movie by Del Toro was the ultimate. It was so excellent. It's like cinematic history, a masterpiece. It ranks with the top movies of all time. I'd see it. Or if it's the best of a Frankenstein movie ever. But I just, personally, it's a personal thing for me. I'm not interested anymore in Dracula, Frankenstein anymore. There's so many movies that I love already, and I don't know. So, the other day I saw an episode of a 66 TV show, Hey Landlord, with a 19-year-old Reiner in a small part. Richard Dreyfuss also appeared. Yeah, they were. I think they went to school together, acting school or so, or classes, or wherever they worked together. They were friends. I think I happen to see a little bit of a 1982 Entertainment Tonight interview with Rob Reiner that popped up, and it was raw. It was a raw interview. It wasn't it wasn't edited, and it's Rob Reiner's on camera the whole time, sitting at a table or something in the house. And then he says, "Oh, is this the part you want to introduce Richard Dreyfuss now? Is this where we introduce Richard Dreyfuss?" And you hear, and says, "No, he's making he's eating a cheese sandwich over the side." And you hear Richard Dreyfuss do his laugh. You'll always laugh I can't, I can't do it. That laugh that he's got, it's his famous Richard Dreyfuss laugh off camera. So yeah, that was 1982. See, that's how we get into stuff to talk about. See, one thing bounces off to the other. Yeah. Good evening, Douglas. And hello, James Farley.
Hey, Douglas.
I'm actually going kind of slow. The new Frankenstein, a lot of people make comments. The new Frankenstein movie was different. The creature can read and write. No, thank you. And after Victor Frankenstein tells his story from his point of view, the creature tells his story. It was good. I don't doubt it was good. I just don't have the interest. I wish I did. It's amazing that two directors were once married and later directed memorable films. Penny Marshall's A League of Their Own was excellent. I liked The League of Their Own as well when I saw that in the movie theater, but for some reason that one I don't care to see anymore. But
I haven't seen it in a long time. Yeah, he talks about her and his Something About Mary commentary quite a bit. And her daughter is in The Sure Thing. She plays her I forget the girl's name. Allison's best friend in the movie is played by Penny Marshall's daughter.
Mm-hmm. I always feel like I should like Del Toro's movies more. He directs things that I'm interested in. Yet I've never loved anything by him.
Well, it's a problem, isn't it?
Have you heard of this movie called The Housemaid? It's supposed to be real good.
Nope.
I'm afraid not.
No.
Yes, I have seen Big more than once, and I do like that. Well, I think that's a very good comedy movie. Tom Hanks is very good at it.
Yeah, I think it's like silly, but it's not bad. I don't love it, but it's okay.
Yeah. On Saturday, I saw a new film, Wake Up, a Dead Man. It is the third in the Knives Out series, starring Daniel Craig, plays a Louisiana detective who specializes in solving very difficult murder cases. Well,
yeah,
if I was interested in new movies, I'd go.
I've seen Knives Out. I haven't seen the second one, and I didn't know there was a third one.
Have you seen the Brian De Palma documentary about his films called De Palma? I haven't seen it. I do like Brian De Palma's style very much, but of course, his style is heavily taken from Hitchcock and other. He kind of borrows a lot of things. But I do generally like the way he makes movies. He's a director I like. He's one of those directors where I've talked about this before, like an auteur or whatever. Like I would actually see a movie because it was directed by him, which I don't usually do for anybody. That said, a movie like Raising Cain sucked. I mean, I saw that movie. I was so disappointed in that movie with John Lithgow. That's one of De Palma's I remember being disappointed in. I still have never seen Sisters either, which is another kind of spooky thing. And I don't like Phantom of the Paradise. So it's I guess not everything do I like that De Palma did. I would recommend seeing the movie Get Out. Yeah, I mean I liked it. If you look at my review, yeah, I thought it was kind of had like a message in there. It was kind of political, if you know what I mean. It had an agenda of sorts, but nevertheless, I thought it was a strong movie. My nephew recommended it, and I did like it. And then he still recommended Hereditary, which supposed to be very good, and I haven't gotten to that yet. Like so many other movies. This is the director's cut of Big from like 2070 or so. In my opinion, it makes it overly long. You can tell they cut the scenes for a reason. That happened. That does happen.
Especially comedy. Yeah, a screwball comedy needs to move fast and be over with fairly quickly.
Now in theaters, A Silent Night, Deadly Night, a third remake. Oh, come on. Was average too. Jeez, man. All right, Tim, I have 3 Laserdisc players and hundreds of movies. One that may be exclusively on Laserdisc might be one of Reiner's first, North.
Yeah, North. I think North made it to DVD, unfortunately. I haven't seen North, but from everything I've heard, North is his worst movie by far. So, watch it if you've got it. I'd watch it, but I don't recommend anybody going out and buying it.
I saw a Rob Reiner interview the other day. He ran down a list of shows he was in before and after All in the Family. The list was eye-opening, especially all the 60s shows. Yes, I mean, he's one of those actors at the time working that was in all kinds of shows. Room 222, that show. He was in The Odd Couple, Sheldon. He was in, what was it, A Partridge Family. Do you remember the Partridge Family?
Yeah. He was the original snake in Partridge Family. Yes.
He's in all kinds. He popped up everywhere before and after.
Yeah. Well, Partridge Family was actually during, the All in the Family. Yeah.
North is like his biggest flop by far. It's 1994 though, so definitely not his first.
Yeah, no, it's a later film by him, and but he came back.
The second one in the Craig series is great, called Glass Onion, which plays the Beatles song during the end credits.
That's probably.
Oh, Rocco! Thank you for joining us, Rocco. One battle after another is very good.
Okay, don't know that.
Right. Talking about North, maybe.
I don't know.
I've been meaning to see the American. Huh?
I said North is on Blu-ray. Why?
American President. I like the premise.
Oh.
Okay. When I saw Sisters with Margot Kidder, it was scary on a big screen, and the music of Bernard Herrmann made it real effective. Yeah, that's one that I don't know how I haven't seen that yet, knowing my taste, but Ebert famously exclaimed about North, "I hated this movie, hated this movie, hated it. Simpering, stupid, vacant, audience insulting moment of it." Oh, you're saying he liked the movie then, huh?
So, yeah, so be honest. Be honest. What did you really think?
Uh, I saw King in New York, Chaplin's 1957
Yeah.
film in 2007. Chaplin's later films, from modern times on, should have been a little more tightly edited. What do you think, Tim?
Uh, no, no, I don't. Well, I don't agree with modern times. I don't agree with the Great Dictator. King in New York, maybe. It's probably his least film, to be honest. But Mr. Voudou's very well done. I think it's tight, and I'm missing one in there. The one with Keaton, I can't think of the name of it, but that one maybe is slightly overlong, but they're all good films.
Soylent Green was shown at my local library. Great flick. Was impressed by all the supporting cast. It's got a good cast. I am a big fan of Soylent Green. It's one of my favorite movies. It hit me at the right time, the right place, right age, all that stuff. A double feature with Westworld at the movie theater when I was 11. So I really want to see that in the theater again, along with Omega Man and Westworld. Is there a Roger Ebert opinion you can think of that you really disagree with? Yeah, I do. Do you have any, Tim? Because I know I could think of.
I see. I haven't seen him, read him in so long that I don't remember most of them. But I think I agreed with him the majority of the time. But I remember when him and Siskel used to disagree. I would agree with Siskel once in a while too.
He really raved about the Joan Jett, Michael J. Fox movie Light of Day, and I think he's out of his mind for that. I disagreed with him that he praised Joan Jett's acting in that movie back in 1987. At the time, she really just playing a character that's much like herself. But anyway, another thing I definitely disagree with is his disdain for Friday the 13th films. And he did what usually a lot of haters do. He saw, I think, Friday the 13th 2. I don't know if he saw any of the other ones. He might have seen 3 or 4, maybe one of the other ones. And I remember him, like, later on in a book, he wrote down, he added at the end, after the fact, he said, by the way, this review may suffice for the Friday the 13th film of your choice. And the thing is, he didn't see all of them. So, I mean, and even people who hate them say there's like Part 6 is better shot and has a little bit more comedy in it, and it's a little bit more palatable as a movie for even people who don't like Friday the 13th. But he never got to see it, so his mind was made up. Anyway, that kind of thing. But never mind. Bit my tongue literally for no damn reason. The Paleface, Buster Keaton, last night, he plays a guy who helps a native tribe get their land back from a crooked oil company.
Yep, that's one of his later, I think, silent films.
I've always had a laser disc, but honestly, Mr. Tim Allen has me reaching for them and playing them more than ever. His love of them is infectious, and playing them while having friends around is always fun. Wow.
It is. It's really cool to, it's like putting on a record for a kid that's never seen a record, putting on a laser, this is a movie, and then that movie's halfway over and you got to flip it. And I don't find it annoying. I find it kind of, rather fun.
Well, yeah, packaging is nice because it's this like record albums,
Yeah.
Sure. Roger Ebert thought A Hard Day's Night was a perfect film. So do I. He especially felt that it being in black and white was perfect. So do I.
Yep.
He thought color would have devalued it. So do I.
Yep, so do I. It's shot like a documentary, and in 1964, documentaries were shot in black and white. I think it's perfect.
To me, it's a big deal. Well, I mean, it depends what the movie. If it was Ben-Hur, we're supposed to have an intermission, fine. But yeah,
I don't think it's a big deal. I mean,
well, the thing for me is, and I know this may be hold on, controversial for you because you like Laserdisc so much. With DVDs, there's no need for Laserdiscs. I mean, I know. I mean, I don't get it. Really.
No, it's a nostalgia thing, and it's a
Yeah.
cool factor thing. I mean, a lot of people still, horror fans especially, love to like find old VHS tapes and watch their horror films on
No,
VHS
I
tapes
definitely
because of the
well,
quality. Because I get it. But no, there's no reason to make a new Laserdisc player today, and I don't see them coming back. There's no reason for that, but they're still cool. I still like them.
I like I'm certainly sympathetic to the nostalgia, buzz, fun aspect of it. I guess I just meant, I don't know, watching whatever. The only reason I would watch it is for a nostalgia charge, probably. But but I don't have that much nostalgia for tapes. No. I mean, tapes, VHS tapes, never. Siskel and Ebert both hated I Spit on Your Grave, saying that it had a hateful tone throughout. Well, that's, first of all, I've never seen I Spit on Your Grave, and that's a sacrilege. I watch all this shit, and I've never seen it.
That's the point of the film.
That's the thing, I can't stand that. If you're making a movie and it's about a bunch of depraved killers or nut jobs that just kill people and gratuitous violence, and that's the movie. That's the movie.
Yeah, I think they're missing the point.
I mean, you don't have to, if you don't enjoy that sort of thing, I know you wouldn't necessarily want to see that movie.
Yeah, that's the thing about being a critic. That's the thing. You got to give critics a little bit of slack because everybody has genres that they like and genres that they don't like. And as a film critic, you've got to see all the movies and talk about all the movies, whether as objectively as you possibly can, even though you don't like that genre. I mean, that's just part of the job.
Yeah, some people say, but how does it do its job? How does it present what it's trying to show you? If it made you sick or whatever, it's like, oh, it's disgusting and depraved. Well, then it did its job. The other thing is, though, some people, and I believe rightly so, praise and respect the Texas Chainsaw Massacre original because it's well done. And I don't know if Siskel and Ebert, are they among them?
I think they both did. I think they both gave it a thumbs up. I think they did.
Yeah, see, there's an example where I could respect it. I mean, that's because there are times where, even people who don't like that sort of thing, occasionally something will come along that they have to respect it. Oh my God, hold on. What happened here? All of a sudden, there's a lot of comments.
Yeah.
When I saw The American Grindhouse, Roger Ebert hated Ilsa She-Wolf for the SS, and I've never seen it, except certain scenes were creepy. I love that movie. If you're talking about Ilsa She-Wolf of the SS, right there, I love that movie for what it is. That's a gratuitous nude.
Yeah, you can't take it seriously. It's just over the top. It is what it is. None of the other ones were nearly as good, though. The first one.
Yeah, there's a movie they call her One Eye, which is called Thriller, which is greater than I Spit on Your Grave. And of course, Tarantino stole from They Call Her One Eye for Daryl Hannah, I believe, the character. What do you think of Sam Raimi films? Evil Dead, I despise. I despise Evil Dead. Mostly Evil Dead 2. I despise because it's a Three Stooges stupid horror movie. I don't like when they turn it into a horror movie into a comedy. And they don't call it a comedy. It's not like Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein or Scary Movie 2. It's not like that. It's supposed to be a horror movie, but it's done like tongue-in-cheek. I hate that. I don't mind comedy elements in horror movies. It's good to have a good comedy relief bit in them. But anyway,
not my
the first
jam.
Spider-Man. What, Tim?
They're not my. I didn't even watch Evil Dead or Evil Dead 2. I watched Army of Darkness, and I said, okay, I didn't get it. I didn't like it, and that
stupid shit. I mean, the first Evil Dead is not as bad in the comedy department as the other ones. As far as Spider-Man, I did see that when it came out. I thought it was okay. I don't remember much about it. I don't think I'm a Sam Raimi guy.
It was just okay. Yeah, I'm not a Sam Raimi guy.
I think 2028 is the date now. It used to be 27. Now
Yeah.
you're saying 28.
Yep. Yep. That's what I've heard.
You can freeze the frame. They always say, technically you're not freezing every frame on a DVD. But it
Yeah.
served
No.
me
Yeah.
well.
You can freeze the frame on, and you can actually do really good slow mo on a CLV disc. That's one of the good things about them.
Yeah, and then if you have a player that automatically plays both sides,
Yeah.
that's cool. Last Laserdisc movies released in 2000.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stopped making players entirely in 08. Yeah, there's people that still love 8-tracks too. And I don't like
Yeah.
cassettes. Never liked cassettes. I mean, I only liked them back in the day when you could walk and you had only a cassette player for a Walkman to listen to it when I
I
was
rarely bought free.
and to record them. I liked recording my own tapes.
Yeah, that's what I did. I rarely bought pre-recorded cassettes. I bought blanks.
But to listen to, I got some over here, but I can't reach them right now. To listen to an album on a regular cassette, nah, that's not my thing. Yeah, Ray Charles did a TV commercial for Laserdisc, emphasizing their good sound quality.
Yeah, no, they did.
Laserdisc got something DVD didn't. Uncompressed PCM audio, the same specs as an audio CD, in fact.
Yep.
Very good.
Yep.
Because audio has never been my thing, though, really. As long as I can hear the movie clear. And in particular, I really, it's on some later movies, I really wish they just have a mono. I like everything to be a mono sound right from the center speakers. I don't want all this shit all around me. Sometimes it's cool in a modern movie theater if they have the right sound system, but I want it all coming out right on my TV. I know we always talked about how the TV speakers are either in the back or on the bottom.
Yeah. Now they are. And when they first made flat screens, they were on the bottom, and those are great. Those sound fantastic. And then they figured out that they could put them in the back and sell you a sound bar as well. So they started doing that.
Okay. You see, again, I'm behind on this. I got the first two Laurel and Hardy Silence, and I only watched like 3 episodes or something. I have, like everything else, I have a lot to do, and I haven't watched those. And I even bought. And you got to remind me, Eric. By the way, says yes, 3 is great. You got to remind me of what's out with the talkies, because I got the one they put out on Blu-ray. That's the talkies enhanced quality, but it's not everything. I mean, I want it all enhanced Blu-ray, but Marty Supreme about ping pong.
No. Nope.
I have not watched any Christmas film, and I don't want to this year. I'm really not into it at all. I mean, some years I'm into Christmas more than others, and this year I'm not. I'm not feeling it. There's personal things going on in my life, and there's things going on in the world. I just feel it's a terrible December. I'm not interested in it at all.
I just did a review of one, so yes, I have.
Yeah, I know.
I haven't watched. Normally, I will watch probably 40 to 50 Christmas films in December. I haven't done that this year. I've only watched like 4 or 5.
I remember one year, I think it was 2006 for whatever reason. I remember it. I was going crazy. I was renting all kinds of movies. I don't know what the names of them are even. one with Danny DeVito with that Christmas house decorations. Another one with Reese Witherspoon, was it? And with and is it what's the guy's name from Psycho? The Psycho remake. They have they have this dysfunctional family that they've got to visit. They try to skip out on Christmas. I don't know, man. And that other thing, Christmas with the Cranks. I got into it one year where I was going to try any kind of Christmas movie, but and last year I did wind up seeing Jingle All the Way. A lot of people teasing me about that. I thought it was fun. What do you want me to tell you? I would not put it as it's not a great movie. I like the concept of it, but it's not a great movie or a great Christmas movie even, Siskel and Ebert split mildly on Broad Street. Habeas Corpus, a 1928 Laurel and Hardy short. They are sent by a mad professor to rob a grave. They're followed by a detective and have plenty of comedy, getting scared by cats, bats, etc. I don't know. I mean, I really got to watch. I have to really watch All the Silence to give my opinions, maybe even make some videos about my opinions, because I still say I'm not a big silent guy. I'm just not. Some things I still think are great silent. I think Chaplin was great silent. Some Lon Chaney films were great in silent. I've seen what's some of the religious ones that were good. Some of the early religious silents are good. I watch good silent movies, but when it comes to Laurel and Hardy, I like their voices. I like Oliver Hardy, his expression, his vocal intonations and expressions. I like them better, but I got to check out their silence all the way. So. Yeah, I'm sorry. Cassettes always felt cheap to me with how they rattle and the plastic case.
Most of them weren't in Dolby, and they were on regular tape, and they just weren't. It takes 30 seconds to make a cassette, and you move on to the next one. It's like it sounds like it.
I think you got your story mixed up here a little bit, Eddie. You said, I heard Costello hated Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein. He thought it was garbage. That's not the way I understand it. The way it was originally there was a script for it it was going to be called The Brain of Frankenstein. And it was a different script. And when you watch the commentary, they tell you about the script. It's a great comment. This is one of the best commentaries. And Greg Mank does it. Lou Costello famously said, "You're not serious about making this, are you?" He says, "My daughter could write a better script than this." And he was right when you hear it, what it was. Then they made the one that there was, Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, and that they really got into that, and they did appreciate the finished one. I think it might be a little mixed up. Later on, Lon Chaney said that Abbott and Costello ruined the monster, made buffoons out of the monsters, and ruined the horror films. I don't know what he was drinking that day. But, first of all, the thing a lot of critics talk about Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein that they appreciate, that the monsters were pretty much serious. They weren't really lampooned too much in that movie. So they didn't make buffoons out of them, really. I still have 2 LD plays that don't work and at least 50 LD movies.
Fix them. Probably just about.
Do I recall the All in the Family remake with Woody Harrelson? What a piece of shit that was. Holy cow. And I'll never forget the way he did it. He did the Hey That Meathead Hot thing. And instead of going, he don't want to copy Carol O'Connor. But he goes, instead of going, like that, instead of that, he would go like, "Wait a minute there, meathead, huh?" Like he was doing it like a regular guy, as if he was like reading it his own way. "Oh, come on there, little girl, huh?" And he was doing like, "Huh?" And then Marissa Tomei imitating Gene Stapleton. Get out of here. Please.
Never saw it. No thanks.
And they did a PC-friendly version of it, too. They wouldn't use a script that was, everything the show wasn't back in the day, I never saw Earthquake in Sense Around, even though I was the right age for it. I never saw it. Tim, I know you don't make as many videos as you used to, but a Laserdisc collection video would be very cool.
I did one a long. Well, I didn't do a collection video. I think I've done 2 Laserdisc videos a long time ago. I think I might have done my music Laserdisc videos. And somebody sent me a whole box one day. A guy, it's not on YouTube anymore, just as VCLT, sent me this giant box of Laserdiscs, and I showed those in a video.
Vince Vaughn was the actor I was thinking of with that terrible. One of them was Four Christmases. I don't know if that's one of them. I just 1 year I just tried all kinds of modern Christmas movies just to get in the spirit. There you go. The definitive restorations. Laurel and Hardy has great picture quality. The new silent Blu-rays have quality on most that are stunning compared to what was available before. What are your favorite needle drop pop songs and films? American Graffiti, Goodfellas, pop songs in films. I can't think of them all now. The whole soundtrack to American Graffiti is fantastic. I don't know. I love the soundtrack of Pulp Fiction. I mean,
yeah, there's some good music in Goodfellas. I mean, George's What Is Life is in Goodfellas. Harry Nilsson's Jump into the Fire is in Goodfellas. Some good music in that. One of my favorite music sequences in any film, and I learned the song from it, is in Trains, Planes, and Automobiles, when they're driving and Steve Martin's asleep and John Candy's driving, and the Mess Around comes on the radio by Ray Charles. That's just such a good use of music.
Yeah, I agree. That's one of the biggest audible laughs I've ever done in a movie theater with that scene.
Yeah, great. And I didn't know the Mess Around. I learned the Mess Around from.
Jingle All the Way is dumb fun. You'd get a kick out of Christmas with the Cranks. I did see it, almost half of it once. Yeah. Laurel and Hardy has 2 sets of talkie shorts. 3 sets so far. Oh, they have 2 sets of talkie. 3 sets so far. The Silence. Okay, am I lost? Okay. Are you going to buy the Arrow 4K Westworld, Joe? No, I'm not going. I don't have a 4K player. Is it a Blu-ray also? Is there a Blu-ray with it? Also, it would have to be new features. One of the things that I think is tragic is that Michael Crichton never did an audio commentary for Westworld before he passed, and he could have. As a matter of fact, I remember the first time Westworld was announced for DVD, and they were listing what was going to be on it, and they said audio commentary by director Michael Crichton. I thought, oh, man. And it turned out that he never did it. But, the thing that gets me is, well, for a while now, anyway, you have James Brolin and Richard Benjamin, that could talk about it. Or even if you just got Richard Benjamin, I mean, because I think he really enjoyed making the movie, from what I could see. Yeah, I rented VHS tapes. Yeah, I rewound them, sure.
Yeah.
Be kind, rewind. Remember, they used to have actual video rewinders, so you didn't have to utilize your motor and your.
Yeah, I never understood that. If you've got a decent VCR, it's gonna pull the tape away from the heads when it's rewinding, and when it knows when it's getting to the end, and it's gonna slow down, so it's not wearing anything.
Yeah, I remember that too. Yeah. You got to slow it down, otherwise it just. I remember
cheaper ones would rewind it on your head, and then when it stopped, and okay, those I get a rewinder. But if you've got a decent VCR,
this is interesting. It doesn't bother you to watch them in silent, Laurel and Hardy, because you hear their voices in your mind while watching it. That's cool. I've never. Every time this comes up, what happened was I hadn't watched The Walking Dead when it first came on, and then I think one time they had the whole first season marathon, and I watched the whole first season, and I enjoyed it. and then I never saw any, and then I never watched it again. And I think occasionally I would turn on the TV every now and then and catch a few moments. So I never watched all of them. I never did. I got some. I bought some cheap. I don't know what seasons I have. Might be season 1 and 2 and 3. I have some. When will I ever get to them? I'm going to be 64 next year. I mean, I better hurry up.
I've never seen it.
Well, if you like Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, the commentary is fantastic. I mean, it's very, very informative. Greg William Mank is an expert authority on Universal films, Bela Lugosi, Boris Karloff, all that stuff. And he had a book out called It's Alive, which is about the Frankenstein series. I mean, he is amazing. Yeah. I think I Want to Hold Your Hand is okay. Nothing great, but it's okay. It's like an okay film. I watched it with Eddie Deason from the cast at the Fest for Beatles fans. This year was March. It was fun to watch it with him in the audience, and he talked about the movie after. But it's nice to have a movie about the Beatles. The Beatles coming to America, but it's fun. Great soundtrack, Forrest Gump.
Yeah, some of it is. There's a few that don't work so well, but yeah, for the most part, it is.
Mouse Hunt with Nathan Lane, a great slapstick comedy. He even does an Oliver Hardy like tie twiddle when some young ladies wave to him. Classic, Tim, spot on. What is it we're talking about?
I don't know, but okay. But thank you.
John Hughes always had a great use of music. Favorite underrated movie with some cool songs, Over the Edge. Okay. I agree with you. That is a special gem, the making of the Westworld. It's like it's funny because they're all by MGM, the three I'm going to mention. There were 3 little documentaries like that for 3 movies I love. One of them is Westworld. Another one is Soylent Green, which also has a 15-minute making of. And Omega Man has one. Anything where you see them directing and scenes, rehearsing, I freaking love it. And those 3 movies are my favorite, like in 70s science fiction. Westworld, Omega Man, and Soylent Green. And it's so great to have those. And like one of my favorite bits about the Westworld one is the scene at the end where the Yul Brynner gunslinger robot is set ablaze on fire, and it's a stuntman. And you see Yul Brynner watching it with the other actor on the side watching it. And it's so cool. That's before they just said, well, we'll just add CG to have to really put a guy on fire. Richard Benjamin's My Favorite Year is an underrated comedy.
Okay.
Okay. I have never, ever been a Marx Brothers fan per se, but in more recent years, I started getting into their comedies more. I appreciate them now somewhat, but I've never been a huge fan.
I'm the same. But they're just so chaotic sometimes. Like Groucho Marx used to do What's My Line, which is one of my favorite game shows. And I hated when he was on it because he just took it over. And these people were actually trying to play the game, but he's not. And to me, that's just interfering with what makes the show great. So, yeah.
I mean, Groucho's my favorite. I think he was brilliant. And Harpo, even though it's really over the top silliness, is still brilliant in what he did. And, but I mean, the ones that come to mind, the first one I ever saw fully was A Night at the Opera. But I remember watching in the middle of the night when I was younger, the mirror scene from Duck Soup. And I laughed my ass off. I was at home. I don't know how old I was, 13 or something. I just laughed. It was 2:00 in the morning. I'm laughing my ass off. So I think Duck Soup, A Night at the Opera, my favorite too, by them. After that, I mean, I get them mixed up, but I think Horse Feathers was pretty decent, and you know, um, yeah, already, yeah, yeah.
No thanks.
Did you know that Godzilla loves the Outer Limits? I didn't really know that at all, and I still haven't seen the Outer Limits. Will I ever? That's the question. Why doesn't somebody send it? Send it to my record store. Say I got a gift for Joe. Send it to my record, a Christmas gift. I'll come right out and ask for it. You should send it, Ramoga, because you're the one that wants me to watch it so bad. Even then, I may not watch it right away. Remember the night that was on last night on TV. Barbara Stanwyck Christmas theme movie. Preston Sturges. Yeah, The Return of Godzilla came out in 1985 as Godzilla 1985, and that version, just like the first movie, has Raymond Burr. The Americanized version has it, Raymond Burr, just like the same deal with with the original Godzilla. Yeah. The new Laurel and Hardy Blu-ray is a really good audio commentary by two historians. Oh yeah, well, they're very good. I know that. Yeah, they've done good commentaries. Yes, there are great bloopers of Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein. Great bloopers. I love bloopers. I mean, I wish I could get bloopers of all the monster movies, the serious ones too. The reason we have these, you know why we have them? The reason we have these and also other Abbott and Costello bloopers, they're available, is because Lou Costello wanted them to make him a gag reel for his private library. So they used to throw them out. They used to like discard all that shit in those days. They didn't have DVDs and Blu-rays and 4Ks, special editions. But Lou Costello wanted reels made up of them. That's why they have so many. Thank God. I'm not sure of this. Can't buy me that way. I can't see how they wouldn't.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but it had to be.
I don't know what this is. And you say I get mixed up with what we were talking about from person to person. Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, the mouth sound was great in that movie.
I enjoyed the movie yesterday. Again, it's not one of my greatest favorite films, but I had fun with it. The premise of it.
No, yeah, no. I eventually saw it years later, and it's okay.
And I'm very touched by the John Lennon part, especially because I didn't know it was coming first time I saw it. I didn't know, nobody talked about it. I had not heard about it. So it was a nice surprise. Or might have been, I once saw the making of documentary of Omega Man. That's really fun. Yeah, it's good. Those are fun, interesting to watch. Beyond That Thing You Do and the Wonders, did any movie capture the cultural phenomenon about the proliferation of garage bands during the Beatles and Stones British invasion? Anybody?
I don't think so. Though a few movies caught what was going on with kids sort of taking over, but no, I don't think the music. No,
I'm not a big Clint Eastwood fan, to tell you the truth, for acting anyway. But as far as his best acting performance was his small cameo in The Revenge of the Creature, 1955. No, but oh God, best movie he directed. I remember liking Unforgiven when I saw it a long time ago. I like Bridges of Madison County.
I was bored for some reason. I think his best acting performance might be Hang 'em High. I loved it in that movie. But director, God, what was God, I can't remember the name of the movie. The one where he's an old guy and
Gran
who ends up
Torino.
getting shot at the end.
Gran
Um,
Torino.
yeah, Gran Torino. Yeah, that might be my favorite as far as movies he's directed.
uh, yeah, Lucille Ball did the mirror thing with Harpo Marx. So it's a good
Yeah,
thing on the TV show. I Love Lucy. Uh, I don't like. Again, we talk about this sometimes. I like all those '70s science fiction movies I named, but I didn't care for Logan's Run too much. I never saw that in the theater. I saw it on TV, and
I thought
I'm going to give it another view one day.
not great. It was okay. I liked the girl in it better than I liked Logan.
Do you have the live version, Abbott and Costello and Frankenstein on Colgate Comedy? I think they call if I'm right, I think it's the one called Abbott and Costello Meet the Creature from the Black Lagoon, and there is like a Frankenstein monster scene with it. If that's what we're talking about, the creature comes up in it too. YouTube has a video when Groucho appeared a few times as mystery guest on What's My Line.
Yeah.
He was funny doing that.
He's funny, but he's so disruptive to the show that it bothers me.
One of the reasons that the Marx Brothers films exist is because Groucho lost so much of the stock market crash at 29 and needed the cash. There's a blooper of Glenn Strange breaking character as the monster. He suddenly starts laughing. I can't help it. It's hilarious, that scene. It's great. It's great. The scene with Costello is supposed to sit in the lap of him. He thinks he's sitting in a chair and he doesn't realize he's sitting in the Frankenstein monster's lap. And he has to keep on like, he's like touches his hands and gets them mixed up with his hands. And he's like, doing his thing, all this, and every time Glenn Strange couldn't keep a straight face, and they couldn't get it right for a long time. Yeah, that's great stuff like that. I love stuff like that. Favorite Rob Reiner will always be The Sure Thing.
Yeah, great movie.
And I'm gonna say Chico because this is one of those times when people said it's not Chico, it's Chico. Sometimes people say that, that's not really how you say it. So I'm always afraid to say his name because some people are going to think whatever way I say it, it's supposed to be the other. But I heard somewhere it's not Chico. But don't go after me. But anyway, he's all right in there, but he's not my favorite.
No, but he was a very talented guy. I'll tell you a quick story from the show. What was it? No, I've Got a Secret. I think it was. Chico Mark. Well, no, Harpo Marx is the guest, and he comes out and he's beeping his. Maybe it was What's My Line. I can't remember, but anyway, he comes on the mystery guest and he can't doesn't talk. He just beeps his horn and blah 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 blah, and they're trying to guess. They're trying to guess. They're trying to guess, and finally, I don't. It depends on which show it was. If they got him, probably if it was What's My Line and they were blindfolded. But if it was I Got a Secret, they didn't. Which is what I think it was. But anyway, it turns out after they're all done, he takes off his wig and he's got a fake nose on, and it's not Harpo, it's Chico doing a spot on Harpo. None of the celebrities got it. Nobody figured out that this wasn't Harpo, it was Chico, because they look so much alike. If you do the hair and everything, it's an incredible little thing to watch.
I guess it sounds very good. You might have even seen
Chico
him
was
take
talented. I mean,
I have this vision of him taking off makeup or something.
Everybody.
Yeah. Yes, I noticed commercials with Born to Be Wild. Yeah. Yeah, I would have picked a different lead actor for yesterday, but that's me. They say this a lot, the Marx Brothers and all the stuff. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah.
I actually have Gran Torino in my collection.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw it in the movies. I liked it. I bought it, but I never watched it again.
It was a good
I
movie.
watched Being Charlie. Oh yeah, the Nick Reiner movie. If half of that was based on his true life, he's messed up. It's very easy to see that this kid was messed up. It's blatantly obvious. I had a lot of problems. I can't. It was waiting to happen. Something waiting. I can't believe he wasn't committed. This guy. Is Chevy Chase funny sometimes? A good question
No,
because
my answer is no.
yeah, I'm not a
Sorry,
big Chevy Chase fan.
no.
I think he has some moments here and there, but generally speaking, he's I wouldn't say he's overly funny at all.
No, I think he should have been a straight man. He should have been like George Burns or something. He would have been better.
Reiner, after the American President had a bad run, flipped his charming, and the Bucket List was his last hit. Oh, I saw the Bucket List. I didn't know it was. Didn't remember it was him.
I didn't realize. I didn't even know that was a Reiner film. American President was good, but the thing I have about American President is it's a similar theme. It was first. I'm gonna say it was first, but a good part of Love Actually, which I'm going to go back to that, is sort of the same thing as an American President, but I think it's done much better in Love Actually than it is in American President.
I always like watching Chico, Marx, whatever it is, play the piano. He has a piano duet with Harpo in the Big Store. Oh, the Big Store was another one I didn't like.
No, they were all talented. Honestly, Groucho's probably the least talented of them. But because they were all just.
Well, if I want to watch a comedy, I'll take Groucho. The others can play that music.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, as far as the actual all around talent, he probably had the least of the three of them.
Mystic River. I saw Mystic River. Why don't I remember it? Shout Factory released an Ernie Kovacs compilation. When Groucho was the mystery guest in '63, Tony Randall says, "I must be stupid." And Groucho says with an accent, "Yeah, you're very stupid. You're very stupid." There you go. I
know it was Cheapo of Justice Harpo. It was I've Got a Secret. I'm thinking it must have been.
Yeah. Yep. Always enjoyed Richard Long. Does he have a signature film? You talking about the guy from Nanny and the Professor? Is that what you're talking about? Is that his name? Richard Long? Why am I thinking that's the guy you're talking about? Yeah, House on Haunted Hill, as far as I'm concerned, if that's who you're talking about.
He's in one of those. I can't remember the name of the film. He's in a like one of those bodies, like Middle Ages Tales films with lots of nudity and stuff. He's in one of those. I forget which one.
Chevy was funny. Fletcher's a classic. So's Caddyshack. Vacation, Foul Play seems like old times. Well, Vacation alone is enough laughs in there as far as I'm concerned. And courtesy of Chevy in some.
Yeah, a couple. Yeah, I just never.
The girl, whatever.
I didn't like him on Saturday Night Live, but I didn't like Bill Murray at first either when he replaced him. But I wound up liking Bill Murray way more than I ever liked Chevy Chase. So
we gotta get rolling the end of this show, folks. Art the Clown or Groucho Marx?
Groucho.
One episode of All in the Family had Mike and Gloria dressed as Groucho and Harpo. Yeah, I know. I hate when they do that. I hate when Mike does that. Is that John? No, that's not John Wayne movie then, is it? Damnation. Now something else I'm thinking. It's a 1970 movie about a future after a nuclear war. The thing that sticks out in my mind is the thing about the cockroaches. Now, at the end of the world, you're going to have the cockroaches and Keith Richards. That's it. Yeah. Okay. Richard Long. Yeah. Long was in The Stranger with Orson Welles. We got just like a few minutes because I'm going to probably let it go 90 minutes and then we'll say good night. And I think this turned into a good show again. Once people ask a lot of questions, and we didn't talk about Jaws, we didn't talk about Rocky, and we didn't talk about 12 Angry Men.
Oh. We didn't talk about Robert De Niro.
Pretty good, man. That's pretty good. Yeah. So get your last shots in, folks. Thank you, Gary. I'm glad you remembered the show was on. Thank you. I appreciate your comments and your support. He's one of my best supporters. I appreciate it. I saw a funny picture on Facebook about Keith Richards being there when they built the pyramids. Did you ever see the thing when they go to the moon? The astronauts go to the moon and Alice Cramden's on it. Alice Cramden's on the moon.
No, I haven't seen that. That's funny.
I don't know if she's. Well, somebody told me about it. I don't know if she's laying down, like she's laying, like she's knocked out on. Oh no! Well, we all know something, man. I could go on a lot of horror stuff, and other people can go on other stuff. It's just the way it is. Tim knows a lot of noir stuff and old stuff, but not just that. Because you're right, Tim. You've been watching a lot of old stuff.
But the older I get, the less I can think of the titles. But oh well, I've seen too many movies.
Thank you. Yeah, Festivus for the rest of us. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I saw the thing of Alice on the Moon. That was funny. Bang, zoom. You want to go to the moon? Oh, man. I tell you, I love some of those skits that are not the typical 39. Like the one when Ralph's boss says, you're not going to be driving a bus after today. That's it, because he got into some trouble or something. And so he thinks he's fired. So he writes like a nasty letter to Mr. Marshall. That's funny. Yeah, dear Mr. Marshall, you dirty bum. You ought to give you a membership card in the human race. You dirty bum. Everything. And he's telling Norton to write it, folks. If you know, like he's dictating it. Norton's writing everything he says. He goes, "The day you fired me proved that you're the meanest man who ever walked this earth. You dirty bum." He says it like a few times, and then he's like, "Sign it, respectfully yours, etc., etc." So Norton's like writing it down, and then like they go through this trouble to try to. Turns out he's getting a promotion. He's not getting fired. Right?
Yeah.
That's the reason, that he doesn't have to drive a bus. He's not going to drive a bus anymore. So now he's got to get the mail, go to the mailbox, try to get the letter out of the mailbox, and all of this stuff. And then at the end, he winds up, he can't get the letter. So his boss, Mr. Marshall, is reading it at the desk while he's in there. He's in the office trying to get it off the desk. And he goes, "Cramden, I want," you know what? You know this, right? But it's funny. He goes, "Cramden, I want to read you one of our crank letters." He goes, "Listen to this. Dear Mr. Marshall, you dirty bum." Isn't this great, Cramden? Can you imagine the mentality of a man who would write something like this? He's like, and then he's like, he goes on to say, "You ought to give back your membership card in the human race, you dirty bum." He goes, and at one point he goes, "Well, this part at least shows a little ingenuity." And then he goes, "Thank you." He goes, "What?" He goes, not. And then finally at the end, he goes, "Look at this. You know how he signs this, Cramden? You know how he signed this? He writes, 'Respectfully yours,' etc., etc." He goes, Norton literally wrote down, etc., etc., when he was dictating it. And he goes, "He doesn't even have the nerve to sign his own name." Oh, that's a great episode, man. And these days, a lot of people who love the classic 39, they don't see this. They don't
Yeah.
watch these other ones. Oh man, you. Oh, that's one of my favorite bits, and I don't know why that's funny because I love that bit when he finds a suitcase full of money and he gets a phone and he quits his job and he gets the phone and goes, let me call my boss, Marshall. And he goes, yes, hello, Mr. Marshall. This is Ralph Cramden. I just want to tell you that I quit. That's right. Oh, and another thing, you are a bum. It's like that's all you got to say to your boss. Like that's really like a bad insult, But it makes him satisfied anyway. There it is, etc., etc. So he knows the routine.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, I just watched a little of this. It was on cable. Nothing in Common. I don't know if I'd say his best performance, but he was good in there. I'm trying to see what else we can do here. Yeah. The game show. Yeah. Not familiar.
No.
Costello had his hand in the mailbox and put a stamp on his head. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. All right, everybody, that's it. All right, good night, everybody. But before I do, I just want to say before we go, the Mr. Mayo audience is the best in the world. I just want to say that, okay? Now we're going to talk about our cast. First of all, Jane Keane, Sheila McRae. Good night, everybody. Da-na-na-na.